Hello guys, welcome back to Tactical Trafford, and today we want to preview the Manchester United game versus Spurs this weekend. So before we're actually going to previewing the game and try to talk about tactics and try to talk about predicted lineup, I want to first of sort of talk about some of the little details of things that I really noticed in the Nottingham Forest game and how we can look to correct it in the Tottenham game. So first of all, we want to actually talk about how Manchester United were able to play through the press of Nottingham Forest, because you're going to find out that the game was so. I think at some point, many people actually felt, many fans actually felt that the game was boring, that Manchester United was not good enough, Manchester United were not fluid enough, we were not creating a lot of half spaces, and we actually created against Brighton and against Sunderland and against Liverpool. But I feel that going to Nottingham Forest away is always a tough game. Going to Nottingham Forest away is always a difficult game. It's always a game to look forward to. And so first, let me actually talk about how Manchester United were able to create a lot of spaces. And if you actually look at that game closely, you're going to find out that Manchester United were able to create a lot of out spaces. We were patient on the ball. Manchester United caught Nottingham Forest, a lot in the middle, and you could see from this moment that Dalot is recycling with Bruno Fernandes. You could see Dalot putting the cross in. You could also see where Manchester United were recycling perfectly from the back. You could see there are numerous occasions whereby the Euro was, patient on the ball. He was looking to recycle the ball. He was looking to, recycle the ball when there was no, space to cut in, and when there was space to cut in, he was able to play those line breaking passes. You could see also with Luke Shaw, they were very patient on the ball. Manchester United caught Nottingham Forest, very, very open a lot of times, and also there was also a time whereby Manchester United was able to play from the back up to the front, and that build-up actually lasted for 1 minute 34 seconds. Manchester United were holding the ball, and it was a typical Sporting move. But I think it was just one bad pass or one wrong pass that was able to spoil the whole move. So Manchester United actually tried against Nottingham Forest, and like Ruben Amorim said, it was last season Manchester United was going to lose, and I actually agree, because in terms of physicality, in terms of being able to match up these teams, Manchester United physically are able to match up these teams. And also we want to talk about how Manchester United were not able to utilize chances. There was a lot of chances that Manchester United fails to usually utilize in game, and it always comes back to haunt us. Okay, so this move started from the back. I think there was a first touch from Ahmad to Bremo, from Bremo back to Ahmad, and then Ahmad goes to the front, and then it's definitely supposed to be a simple pass from him to Diego Dalot to him, even if Dalot doesn't utilize it. But I think it was definitely a simple pass that Ahmad could have played. But the pass actually did not materialize, and for me, it was really bad, because we always tend to make use of, we misuse chances a lot in game, and it's usually bad. And also there was also a situation whereby there was a cut back to Sesko, and I could see Sesko was not really positioned, and I actually felt that he would have just left the ball or tried to use his body to shield and do like he wants to play, and then leave it behind for Bruno Fernandes. But Sesko was also not able to utilize that chance, and there was a lot of chances in that game where Manchester United was also not able to utilize. And for me, I think it's something that we need to work on this first game. We really need to be clinical, because it is not our home, and we have to be, any chance we get, we're supposed to use them to score. And this is something that Manchester United really needs to work on. And also, towards the ending of the Nottingham Forest game, we were playing 2-2. I think there was a time whereby all the players started shooting, and there was actually spaces for Manchester United to have spaces for Manchester United to play Ahmad in, to play Sesko in, to play Brian Mbemo in, but we were just shooting and shooting. First it was from Casemiro, he was shooting, and there was actually half space that he could have just played to Ahmad or to Brian Mbemo. Also Koha, there was also times whereby he was just shooting without any direction. They were just trying to shoot for shooting sake, just to make sure that any of the balls enter. And I think it's not really, it is not really a nice approach. There was a moment whereby Koha could have actually, held the ball, tried to give Ahmad in that half space, because I know definitely he's a player that has the capability to. There were also times they had a lot of chances to, just slide into Sesko or into those half spaces for him to utilize the ball, but they couldn't. And I think it's really bad. Manchester United needs to work on utilization of chances. We need to utilize our chances in the Spurs game, because I think that's one of the ways we can win. Tottenham Hotspur always finds a way to score against Manchester United, and I think one of the ways that we can actually play against them and win is by simply utilizing our chances and try to be patient on the ball, especially in the final third. Most of the times I feel Manchester United, our players, we tend to be I think too hasty whenever we're on the ball, and I think it's really, really bad. I think we should have that confidence, we should have that, we should have that refinement in the final third, and I think with that, Manchester United can be able to beat us. So let's actually go into the review proper and try to analyze what we feel is going to happen in Tottenham Hotspur game. So guys, let's actually review what we feel is going to happen in the Tottenham Hotspur game. And shortly before we go into our prediction, we are going to find out that, I've always analyzed in Old Trafford that during the Brighton game, Manchester United defenders were on the front foot. They were fooling all the forwarders of Brighton even out of position. But in the Nottingham Forest game, you could find out that Manchester United could not match up with the front line of Nottingham Forest, and it was really, really bad. I think there was a lot of times whereby Euro let Hudson Odoi to take the ball into the pocket, and also there were times whereby Shaw couldn't match up to Chris White. The Manchester United defense line as a whole could not match up with the front line of the Nottingham Forest, and I think the key of the 3-4-3 formation is if the defensive line is brave enough to step up, is if the defensive line is going to be able to be brave enough to jump in the midfield position and try to win those tackles. And you could see that was the reasons why we couldn't dominate Nottingham Forest for longer periods of the game, because our central backs was not really as concentrated and brave as they were against Brighton. So Manchester United actually found it difficult to contain the front line. So when we want to pick our back line, definitely in goal, Lemans is going to be there. So when we want to pick our back line, definitely we need to pick a back line that is going to be brave. Obviously, Shaw is going to slot into the left back position because definitely Martinez is not there and Heaven wouldn't play, of course. We all know that. And then going into the central centre back position, I actually feel that maybe Maguire could be played in the centre back position. Why did it goes over to the right centre back position? And my reason is because of set pieces. Tottenham, we all know that they are very good in set pieces. They are good in set pieces. They are good in long throws. So I actually feel that might be a reason for Maguire to start because of dealing set piece issues. Because obviously Lenny is good in set pieces, but not as experienced as Harman. So I actually feel that Maguire might be in the central centre back position, while Matthias Elite goes into the right centre back position. And also going to the wing back positions, we all know that Diego Dalot has had so many bad games, and I don't see he's going to start in that game. I feel Patrick Dogu gets the nod, and then for the right central back position, Amad Diallo is definitely going to slot in. And then for the midfield, I just really want to see Kobe Mino play, because I know that the time when Amorim came, I know Ahmad was not really suited to the system. He was trying to adapt to the system, and I think continuous first team play actually made Ahmad to start playing for Manchester United. And I feel that Kobe Mino cannot be able to know the system of Ruben Amorim while he sits on the bench. I think he needs to play more. I think he needs to get more game time, and I just feel that he is suited in this Spurs game. Obviously, he's going to be able to drive, he's going to pick the ball in deeper areas and move forward and try to split defensive line with his dribbles, with his holding of the ball. I just feel that Kobe Mino might really be an important component for that game. But I still feel Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes gets the nod because they have had this pair, they've had this chemistry and this bond, so definitely they get the nod. And so going into the attacking position, definitely I want to see Mason Mount in that game, because I know that Matheus Cunha is also he's a very good player, he's a very wonderful player. But I really feel that I want to see Mason Mount in the starting lineup, definitely because he tries to hold the weight. If you look at his heat map throughout the season, he holds the weight, he doesn't really fluctuate positions, and he tries to help Diego Dalot also in defense and in attack. And he's going to definitely cover a lot of ground, both in the midfield, because when Manchester United moves into the 5-3-2 shape, Mount is definitely going to join as one of the midfielders in the backline. So I really feel that Mount is going to be important. Probably Matheus Cunha is going to be in the first line position, and then Brian Mbeumo in his normal position. So this is my predicted lineup for the Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United game. And I've also stated my reason why. So I want you guys to drop in the comment section how you feel Manchester United is going to play in that game. Remember, that game is 1:30 WAT, so definitely it's going to be 2:30 GMT time for those in UK and other parts of the country. So I want you guys to like, to share, to subscribe for Tactical Trafford if this is your first time. So see you guys in my next video. Ciao.